Aries, how you getting on, guys? So we are back again with again. So I just heard, it might relate to that actually. Mum's the word. Shh, mum's the word. So it might relate to children or like mothers or like again. So it's a children's cartoon, wasn't it, or something? Again. But anyway, that might be a message for you. I really don't know, but that's what I heard. Shh, mum's the word. And we did have something that was called Mum's the Word, but I cannot think of the life of me what star sign it was. But something through the Julys, I think, was something Mum's the Word. So I don't know. You might want to look back just to see what reading that was, but that was something that I heard. Mum's the Word. So anyway, this is for your first half of July, and then as soon as we've done this reading, I'm going to do you another reading, which is you versus them. Okay? So we'll see. So Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the first half of July. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the first half of July. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. There you go, Six of Cups. My deck is upside down. I do apologise. Six of Cups. So return from the past. Return to the sender. Return to the sender. So some of you, it could be to do with children. There you go. Shh, mum's the word. Mum's the word, Aries. Some of you could be pregnant or like reflecting on childhood memories through this period of time. We still are in retrograde of Neptune, right? But you also do have the eclipse, and we do have retrograde literally coming up, which is Mercury retrograde, right? Return of the past, return of the sender, the Six of Cups, the soulmate energy. This would be like a long time past normally, but it's generally a connection that you got with somebody, obviously, which is the Six of Cups. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising on Venus. Reflecting, I want to run to you. Some of you could feel that you are protected or wanted to be protected by the soulmate, or like they are a protector of children or something, or they are the father or mother of your children. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising on Venus. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus for the first half of, there you go, there's children again. So some of you have got children. You've got an offer that's coming in by a Page of Cups, so it's pretty much text messaging. All right, sweetheart, how you getting on? You know, all right, love, how you getting on? So somebody that more than likely will be messaging you over this period of time, and it might even just be to do with that you might have just found out that you've got children, or that they have children with you, or the fact that it's the return of the actual soulmate and they're going to be probably sending you a message. Now, this might even be you that's sending them a message, right? But I'm kind of picking up the feeling that it's got to do with you and your children. This can just be literally you, like putting more effort and stuff into the family and all that kind of thing, you know. If it's not, and you're like single mother, single father, this is you doing that. If not, this is the return of the past. So you've got like waiting. I've been waiting. So waiting for a message to come. So the message is like, the message is already delivered, but then you're kind of like, feel like you might want more like from it than just the message. So you feel like, okay, well, the messages arrived, but now I actually need to arrive. So they actually need to arrive. So there might be travel involved where you're like, okay, well, the messages now come through. That's great. And I can now either go to travel to see them, or they can actually travel to see me. But I've delivered the message and I've told them that I love them, or they will tell you that they love you. And the fact that they actually want to come and travel to see you, but they're also still waiting on a reply from your message, because they still see you as a long time soulmate. At the moment, this is either one, it's just literally to do with children, or it is literally to do with like the soulmate. And I'm saying like the soulmate, like this is the soulmate of all soulmates. This is the soulmate of all soulmates. So there you go. There's an opportunity that arises. Someone shows up on a date. So this is a date. All right, sweetheart, how are you getting on? Oh, yes, babe. I love you. Are you going to come and travel to see me? Damn right I was going to show up to see you, bruv, with this pentacle right in my hand, and I'm going to implant it into our relationship. And some of you could have a baby. Some of you, be careful. Some of you could have a baby that is born through this opportunity in order to have another child with the person that you're with. So make sure that you are protecting. If you do not want a child, make sure that you have, because somebody is going to show up in a big way. They are. The golden buzzer, the voice. Someone's got a golden voice also, is what I picked up just lately through the Ace of Pentacles. This is somebody that would show up, that would be, okay, well, this is a great opportunity for us to actually travel together and see one another. The messages are flowing freely, so wow, you must have come out of some kind of karma. Can't remember what was going on in your last reading. Aries. You've had some complicated readings over the past. Battling a karmic darkness, right? Was it? No. Can't remember. Who knows? Right, Aries. But let's see, Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the first half of July. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the first half of July. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the first half of July. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. It's like there might be some kind of separation and distance between you and the person that you actually have family with, but it's a very relaxed feeling of like, it might not even be like a relationship. I mean, it could be, but it could just be like a partnership where we're forming more of an alliance now together. We're wanting union. We're actually looking at like a prospect of actually like merging together and like standing at a crossroads, thinking, okay, well, what are we going to do then? Because we're actually talking to one another. We're actually talking about, you know, that there is probably some distance between us, but, you know, do you want to go out on a date, or I'm actually going to turn up to actually see you? Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the first half of July. Aries, and you got Libra through one of your readings, right? Before, so I can see through my icons, Libra. So that's like court decisions, or the karmic scales are actually going to be balanced through this retrograde period, which would be tomorrow for me, which is the 2nd. It's now the 1st. So the karmic scales are actually going to balance this situation out. If this is a lot to do with court, then it might be because there's actual distance between you as a single parent, and this is you as a single parent looking after your child, okay, and that there's distance and travel between that you have to go one from one to another. Then this could be like the courts that are deciding what opportunity is best for the child and taking out the parents, which one could be a Libra and one could be a water sign. You could have that in your chart somewhere. But like a golden opportunity in order for you to find a resolution to that could make things more calmer, is what they're looking at doing, or that you're both actually looking at doing. But it's a very relaxed feeling that I'm getting, Aries, which is a great reading for you at the moment. If it's to do with work, I really can't see. It might be an opportunity to work within like spiritual counsel or some kind of religion. Religious factors could be playing a part in this, that there's distance, and some of you could be like religious, or like I don't know, cultural differences for some, like a cultural difference. On one end of the scale, you know, you've got a great opportunity that might arise through this. Let's see. Pull one more card. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for the first half of... Whoa, so all of a sudden you start feeling defensive against the soulmate. Could be a Pisces involved. A Pisces. It might literally just be because there's some kind of like delay, maybe, which is like the 9 of the 9. You go from the 2, so you've come from the 1 of like, wow, that's a good opportunity in order for me to do that. Okay, now I've made a decision. Well, I'm standing there making a decision, but it's a great opportunity for me to do it. And then you arrive at the 7, which is like the arrival, which is like because there might be distance between you and the soulmate, and it's still just waiting to come into fruition, that there might be some kind of delay, maybe delay within, like, okay, well, it's just about ready. It's like the proof is just about in the pudding, but we're still waiting on this decision where we need to reach climax, is what I just heard, a climax, which would be the 10. Nine of so that can mean like there's some kind of like giving it one more go. Let's just give it one more go and see see where we're going to do. Like that would also relate to a lesson that might have to be learned because of some kind of defensive, like offensive and defensive. So the defense would state that because that there's actually distance between you two, you are now very like offensive against them because you actually have children with them. So there needs to be like the defense would have to start to play out within court, where it would I can't really tell you at the moment what favour it's going to go in, because there's an opportunity here for someone to speak their piece and to tell them what they have as a job. So it's like, well, I've got an opportunity for a job to earn some more money. But this one would be like the mother, to be honest, I think, or the father. Mother, I would say. Well, the person that has the child, shall we say. The person that actually has the child has more stability with the child of being cared for and nurturing for. The person this side of the scale is kind of going into separate lanes, so it might turn into one of those readings. On this side of the scale, they would have to state more of a like, well, I have an opportunity to move to this side, or I have an opportunity to move to the other end of the town, state, province, or whatever. But if I go here, there is a good opportunity for a job for me, and I would have to, obviously, then I could see the child more and put more effort into it. But there is an opportunity that someone might be telling the court, if it is a court decision, that they do have a job offer and an opportunity that can be, you know, whatever that is. We can look into that. So then this side is really kind of contemplating and thinking, well, you know, because now I feel offensive because of what you've just said. We'll have to see of what you've just said, because there is now complete distance for us, and how do we work this out? But can we work this out? We can work it out. Because you would arrive at the 9, you see, arriving at the 9 of like, well, you know, we've been separated through this, and I've felt alone through it, but we can actually give it one more go if you want, but you are definitely going to need a job if you come. And there is a job offer that I can offer you also if you want one to work with me, but you're going to have to work on this relationship with me, and you are going to have to work in order to do anything of like public service. So with your soulmate, you would be doing things of public service maybe. But I mean, public service can mean literally anything, you know. Some of you could be spiritual practitioners or actually work in the court system and the court of law. And this is you that's dealing with these kind of clients or clientele that are to deal with children and like counselling for children, or you might even be seeking guidance or counselling for the situation of you actually just being a single mother, and that you might you've got a bloody good opportunity that seems to be coming in karmically. It's like because there's an energy shift, and now it's kind of like, here's a great opportunity for you to take this, but are you going to take it, or do you just want to remain a single mum? But if you do, then you're going to have to start arranging things in order, and you might have to buy yourself a car or something in order to literally travel so you can work. Some of you could be a very independent single mother or father, and that you have a child, but you do have to travel to and from work, and that it might have some kind of offensive feel against the children because you just work hard, and that fact that when you come home it's extremely well, taxing. I just heard taxing again. Taxing. I've been picking it up a lot in my readings. Tax. Raise the taxes. The taxes could be raised through this court system, or the taxes literally could be raised wherever you are. And now it's starting to persist to be the 9 of Wands, which is like, no, fucking hell. Now I've got to work even harder in order to keep paying my bills, in order to really start to like work harder for my children. I need like just one more thing and I'm going to flip out. So if the taxes are raised, and this is to do with money, finances, and the taxes are actually raised through the government, then this is starting to look like the Seven of Wands, where you could feel offensive or defensive against it, like for or against, for or against, for or against. And then the court goes, this is a court case, man, for a lot of people, for like for or against, for or against, for or against. Now I feel defensive. If it is just the fact that you're a single parent and it's now in the hands of the courts of law or tax season, the fact now that there might be some kind of offensive, defensive feeling, because you would reach a 9 of a lesson of now you have got to understand that you've got to do things more like independently and not codependent on anybody else telling you that you've got to be an independent woman or man, and you've got to do it independently from any kind of energy that might hold you back, where you would know that you would need to keep striving in order to do more. So it could be very taxing on your energy, where you could contract that energy and feel defensive against other people within your environment. But if this is the soulmate, the love interest, they are really contemplating on this move, this major move. It's a strange energy here because it's a 9, so it's like, well, we could give it a go. How about this idea? How about that idea? Well, I'm real stable, I've got money, so I can offer you this amount of money, and we could actually start to merge together where we could give it a go. So the soulmate is going to come in with a big opportunity for something. It could be like that they've got a new job and they suddenly just, fucking hell, you've just appeared on my front door with an opportunity of like, well, you always wanted this opportunity and it's now here, so what are you going to do with it? Are you going to now start feeling defensive if I turn up with this opportunity for you, for us to do things together? Or do you want to actually give it one more go? Because I now have a stable job, so if you want to give it a go, then why do you now feel defensive? Because you've always wanted it, you've got what you wanted karmically. I hope this is not turning into, it depends how it starts to form, is what I'm feeling up. Like some could now be offensive, the fact that it's kind of, well, now I've got you, I don't really want you. So because I'm feeling emotionally guarded because you fucking ghosted me before, and now I'm, you know, you ghosted me before, and the fact now that I'm like a lone parent, I feel more like a lone wolf, and that I don't need any kind of codependent behaviour around me, and I'm very independent and not actually codependent, and I actually work for myself. And some of you actually work for the government or for courts of law, or esoterically. Yeah, so that's at the beginning of this first half. So if you've joined, obviously there's a lot of people that have joined Patreon now. It's good. This will go over onto Patreon just like the monthlies, or it will be in the bi-weekly folders. And then also there will be, after this one, there will be your you versus them, twin versus twin, you versus them, and see like changing lanes and all that kind of stuff. And both these readings will be on the bi-weekly, or if you are joined Patreon or you want to join Patreon, you will obviously have access to all your monthlies that are there now, and to this, and to your twin versus twin, you versus them, and then we'll see how all these readings can tally up for you. So it's a very good, I think it's a fucking deal, bruv, over on Patreon, because you get as much as you like, okay? So see what happens. All the links are in the description. If you want a reading compared to your personal circumstance, I can do this via Skype that I'm now opening up. If you want those, I am travelling on the 11th, so I will be going away for 2 weeks, but I might carry on with the readings when I am arrived at my destination. The destination. But we'll see. Return from the Past. The Final Destination is what I heard. That's that movie, The Final Destination. It's just trying to catch up with them all the time. Just trying to catch up. Just trying to catch up. Like saying, catch up then, bruv. Catch up. Catch up, put your ketchup on your chips. Someone's going to be taking you out on a date and might ask for the ketchup, and when you reach over, you might realise that they're going to grab a copper handful. When you reach over to grab a chip or put some ketchup on your chips, they might try a copper hand. Whoa, some of you might be getting a diamond ring, is what I've just picked up. Some of you might be getting like an opportunity of marriage. This is looking like marriage. Yeah, they're gonna probably come in with a big opportunity of marriage. Yeah, so we're going to carry on with those. All the links are in the description if you want a reading, please. All the Emails in the description. Okay, Aries, peace.